Hi there, my name is Whitney Coop and I am about to demonstrate for you another edition of Try a Trade. So today we are going to be exploring our cabinet making and carpentry skills and doing a little woodworking. We are going to be building a small picnic table for squirrels, otherwise lovingly known as the squirrel table. So before we get started, something important is you've got to get on your personal protective equipment, PPE. So that means your gloves and your glasses. And once those are on, we're going to be good to go. All right, so our first step is going to be to mark our spots for our drill holes. So you can start by organizing your pieces. You can set aside your 3 pieces for your tabletop and your 2 pieces for your seats, because we don't have to mark any holes for these pieces. And then you're going to take your 2 pieces, which are your table braces, your 2 pieces, which are your seat supports, and your 4 pieces, which are your legs, because we are going to be marking holes in these pieces. So on your 2 pieces that are your table braces, you're going to be marking 3 holes. You're going to be marking 2 holes on each edge that are about 1/4 inch away from the edge, and 1 hole that's right in the center. You're going to mark those holes on both pieces, and they don't have to be quite perfect, but you want them to be centered and matching up with one another. On your seat supports, your 2 pieces for your seat supports, you are going to be marking 2 holes, and each hole is just going to be 1/2 inch away from the edge. And then you can just mark that on both pieces. And finally, on your 4 leg pieces, you are going to match up the pieces in partners so that they go together like this, because this is how we are going to attach them to the squirrel table. And then you're going to take those 2 pieces, lay them out as you set them up, and you're going to mark 1 hole 1/4 inch away from the top and 1 hole that is right in the center. And you're going to do that on all 4 of your pieces. And there you go. You've marked all the drill holes and we can get ready to drill. All right, so after we've marked our holes, we can move on to drilling the holes. So you're gonna start by taking a piece of wood and you can clamp it to your table. This is just gonna provide us with a little safety between the table and the pieces of wood we are drilling. And then you can prepare your drill. We are using the provided drill bit, and you can take your drill and twist the end piece of the drill to get it ready. You can insert the drill bit into the tip and tighten righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Tighten the drill bit in and twist it until you can feel that it's nice and tight and in there correctly. And then you are ready to drill your pieces. All right, so to drill the holes, you're gonna grab a piece of the wood that you've prepared and marked a hole. You're gonna go ahead and clamp it to the piece of wood that you've prepared so that we have a bit of space between the table and our piece of wood. You're gonna take your drill and you're gonna set it on the hole that you have marked. And you can take your hand, place it on top. You also just want to make sure you have a forward and reverse button on the side here. Just want to make sure that you are in forward. And you place your hand on the top, gently push, and you can start drilling. You don't need to push super hard. Just gently put on pressure and drill your hole. Reverse out. Undo your clamp. And then this is just how you are going to drill all of the holes. Once you've finished drilling all of your holes, we can move on to assembling. I have taken my 3 tabletop pieces and I have clamped them down, and I'm going to take one of the pieces of my brace, and with the 3 holes drilled centered on each one of the 3 pieces and about an inch away from the edge, you can start screwing into the holes that you drilled to assemble the tabletop. So when you are using the screwdriver to put in your screws, you're gonna have to use a little bit of effort, and it might take a little bit of time, but it will go in. Another thing that you can do is you can take your Robertson piece and you could attach it into your drill, and you could drill the screws in as well, safely and carefully, if that's what you have to use. Once you have assembled the tabletop, the next step is to add on the legs. And so you're going to take 2 of the legs and you are going to line them up so that they are just matching right in the center of the table. You'll take a screw and fasten the leg to the table. And what you can try while you are screwing in here is, instead of having your screwdriver hit the end of the table, you can move your squirrel table off to the side so that your screwdriver has a little more space. When you're done with that first leg, you're going to take the second leg and match it up and assemble it together again, just the same way you did the first one. And that is what you will do for all 4 legs. With all 4 legs fastened, we can now move on to our seat supports. So the seat supports are going to attach to the inside of the legs. The holes that we've drilled into the seat supports are going to face up, and we are going to match the seat support with the hole that has been drilled into the center of the legs. Take a screw and you can start screwing the seat support to attach to the legs. You also just want to make sure that the seat support is just nicely centered so that the seats can sit on them evenly. And you can go ahead and get started. So once you finish the first one, you can move on to the second one. Another little tip might be that you could have used on the first leg is to pre-drill in the screw about part way so that you don't have to hold the seat support up the entire time. Kind of just like now, right? I don't have to hold my seat support because it is already being held, but that can help make things go a little bit smoother. Now that we are done fastening our supports to the legs, we can add the seats onto the table as well. So to do this, we're gonna take the table and you can use the edge of your working table to hold it. You can also maybe buddy up with a friend to help you hold your table while you are fastening it. You're gonna take your seat, and there's a rounded edge and there is a flat edge. And you want the rounded edge to be showing. And so flat edge up, we are going to take our table and connect it with the seat here, and you can begin fastening it now. Now, another little thing that I did, and it's a tip I might have pointed out earlier, but I already put the screw in just enough so that when I start using the screwdriver, it's going to go directly into the seat and hold it right away. And so that might help make this process a little easier. So once you've got everything lined up, you can start using your screwdriver and fastening in your screw. When you're done with that first screw, you can start installing the second screw as well as doing the second seat. Okay, when you've finished assembling your seats, the last step is just to take your sanding block and sand off the edges. You're gonna sand along the grain on the seats and on the tabletop and just make everything look real nice. Take off some of the harsher edges. And just like that, you have built your very own squirrel picnic table. Great job.